Let's talk about Liverpool for a second, though, because 13 unbeaten in 13 now across all competitions. That's the longest streak now in Europe's top 5. They were impressive today at what's a really tough place to go and play.
Yeah, you talk about two clubs who've won the Champions League. For me, that goal there by Szoboszlai is just top class, world class. We use the phrase intelligent footballers, thinking about the game, and there he's pointing to his head there. The quality finish of the highest level.
Yeah, I thought so as well. And again, me and Grell was talking about it in the green room. The quality to go with that pace, that power, and keep the ball so low is very difficult, obviously, to get a little bit of luck here with the Frimpong goal, and it ends up being an own goal, obviously. And the third goal is just really well worked. And I thought there was a little something in this, Nige, from Gakpo. Takes a wonderful first touch, scores, and then it's the celebration for me. It was quite an angry, emotional celebration. One as if to say he's frustrated that maybe that Salah started ahead of him, that he was on the bench. But it wasn't a celebration of, yes, we've got the job done. It was more one of anger. So just keep an eye on that as this develops. And we spoke about Salah a lot before we went to AFCON. I think there was a few more dynamics just building there with whether they have to play Salah because they paid him and the history that he's done. But I think he's creating more problems than we're letting on at this moment in time.
It's not the first time we've seen that with Liverpool as well, because we saw it in the game early in the season with Ekitike when he scored and said, made it all about himself. And he got a city booking for that. So this is what comes with managing at big clubs. You've got big egos and big players that you have to manage, and that's what Arne Slot now has to find a way to get them to be cohesive as one unit. We can see the individual elements of it, but they need to come together as a team. But this was a massive win that was needed for Liverpool, because there's a lot of clubs who are getting results, but there's a lot of outside noise. There's a lot going on. There's still a lot of talk about Arne Slot. Is he still going to be the Liverpool manager? And then you talk about the likes of Xabi Alonso, now without a club, played at Liverpool, how it didn't go right for him at Real Madrid. He's always going to be in the background of conversations now. If Arne Slot goes through a run of bad results, that he's always going to be linked to this Liverpool.
But how do you feel about Arne Slot right now? Because it feels like things have improved. You know, many gave him credit for the way that he handled the Mo Salah situation. Even yesterday in his press conference, he spoke so highly of Mo Salah, saying that he pretty much said he's going to start tomorrow, meaning today. So is that positive?
I think he's handled every situation in front of the media fantastic. I was just thinking back, Poppy. Do you remember a few weeks back against Inter Milan? These two gentlemen were very sure that somebody should be getting sacked because it's a Jurgen Klopp team and we're not sure what Arne Slot could do. Just saying these two to my right, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I don't remember. I never said he should be sacked. I said he could be. I didn't say he should be. At the end of the day, it's a results business.
You were saying it was a Jurgen Klopp team. He didn't do anything. The
first year he didn't, and now that's the reality of it. The first year he took over a Jurgen Klopp team, and now this year he's having more of an input in what goes on and what's saying, and he's made changes, and it didn't quite work out. You have to own up to that. That's not an unfair criticism, but I never called for him to be sacked. At the end of the day, you're managing Liverpool Football Club. It's a results business. You're judged on getting results, and at the time, for defending Premier League champions, the results didn't look good and the performances didn't look good. And the difference is this year, he was trying to put more of his imprint on Liverpool Football Club. Now it looks like the ship is slowly starting to be steadied a bit in a better direction.
I agree with Troy. I'll criticize myself and whoever else said that. I mean, we didn't call for the sack, I think, but we said, look, he should be under pressure. That was Klopp's team last year. Now that he's made the changes, he's got in trouble. But let's look at it more from a micro perspective. What they did today was an incredible accomplishment, I think, that we're overlooking. Before the game, it's, oh, Marseille is fantastic. De Zerbi's a fantastic coach. Oh, look, they can hurt them in all these different ways. They got all these different players. 3-0, clean sheet, see you later. One goal better than the other. Fantastic performance from start to finish. So, for sure, I think what he's said and done in the media has been fantastic. He's got a lot of charisma about what he says and how he does it, the way he's dealing with Mo Salah. Could you have dealt with it in a better way? He's trying to manage what is an explosive situation at every turn with Mo Salah, with one of your best players. I think, given the result today and what he was able to do in the last couple of weeks, you have to say credit to him. I also haven't seen a team give Arsenal such a hard time as Liverpool did. Talking about the actual football match. I didn't see a team play toe-to-toe with Arsenal and actually ask big questions of them as Liverpool did. So, for sure, the ship is steadied, and you got to give props to Arne Slot as it stands today.
What about Mo Salah, then? Because he was a big talking point, obviously, all season. He has been coming back from AFCON starting today. How did you rate his day, Troy?
As I have all season, it's been okay, not been the Mo Salah that we've become used to. Yeah, I think there's an ever-developing issue with Mo Salah and Liverpool. I just think it's ran its course. I think they've had a wonderful time together. It goes through in a moment 1v1 you're going to see. And it's why I've always been of the opinion that he's an exceptional football player. But when I talk to world class, I just think world class players don't do that. They don't go with the outside of the left foot going through. You just got to slot that with your right foot. He misses a lot of those type of chances, but I think with the noise surrounding him, the ego surrounding him, I think with where Liverpool are trying to move on, I just think it's not going to work long term for the pair of them. But listen, let's call it as it is. He's been fantastic. He has been an exceptional, arguably the best Liverpool player of the generation, next to Steven Gerrard. And you have to say it's just unfortunate the time's just gone on. They need to just part ways now. I'd like to see it be dealt with quicker rather than later before it gets ugly.
Mm-hmm. You meaning this summer?
No, I mean in January.
In this winter window, you think?
I think so, because everyone's forgetting it was only just before Christmas where it was all this bad, it was all terrible, the club had betrayed him, all of these different things. They played one game, he was saying goodbye to everyone, let him go to AFCON, and now he comes back and you started to see the rumbles again. All of these 13 games unbeaten, he hasn't been a huge part of it. That's all I'm saying.
OK, really interesting stuff. Guillem Balague, by the way, he was there at the Velodrome tonight. Let's hear his thoughts after the match.
This was a relatively easy game to analyse. Liverpool were clearly superior. And it was interesting to hear Szoboszlai saying that actually that free kick wasn't, look, hardly anything is these days in football. He'd been told they're going to jump, and as long as they don't put somebody lying down, you'll have that opportunity. So he thought, OK, I'll wait for the moment when they do, and the ball went in. And that was an important goal because the first half was quite tight, agreed by both managers. We heard from Arne Slot and Roberto De Zerbi as well. But it was interesting to hear De Zerbi saying his team didn't attack well, didn't defend well. Certainly, it didn't happen, the kind of things that he expected it to happen, but that it also, he admitted there is a big gap between Liverpool and the players and obviously Marseille. For Arne Slot, he had a good time with the people in the studio, with Thierry, with Micah, with Jamie and with Kate. And every now and again had a little dig at especially Jamie because people keep complaining that Liverpool are slow, that they're not entertaining. And he insists on the idea that in Europe, teams are much more open, so you see a better Liverpool. They are top four in the league. In the Premier League, it's different because they use a low block, and when they defend basically against 10, who can move the ball fast. But it was a very good day for Liverpool, and Marseille still got a chance against Club Brugge in the last game in Belgium to qualify for the playoffs.